Good day everyone and welcome to LKNPlays Minecraft. So, good day guys, it's been a while since I last put up a LKNPlays Minecraft episode, and that's mainly just been because of school. I got really busy because of exams and everything. It's not finished yet, but I decided, you know what, I gotta get at least one episode up. This may end up actually being 2 episodes depending on how long it runs. I'll let you know if that's the case by the end. So even though I didn't get to make any episodes, I was doing a bit of playing whenever I got a chance, just as a way of getting rid of some stress and killing some time at the same time. So I did play on this off camera a lot, and I didn't do many different things as I usually do. What I ended up doing was working on the mob spawner, not the one we have underground, but the one I wanted to make above ground to spawn all types of mobs, not just oh man, I'm being attacked. I'm gonna go sleep. So yeah, not just zombies like we do have underground, but also all the other mobs, so spiders, creepers, skeletons, and so on, because I want to make start getting some more resources, especially as you may remember when you were making the farms. It took so much more time to clear out the area because I had to find creepers and kill them individually to get gunpowder. So I think we should just kind of I want to show you what I did. You kind of saw right at the edge of my screen, so we're not gonna kill a lot more time. I'm gonna actually go there and show you right now. Let me just collect all of these. I hope that was all. Anyway, so yeah, I have a lot to show you because I did do a lot off camera. Let me quickly show you guys the enchanting room. It's almost done. I didn't do much on it besides making more bookshelves, so it's almost full. I think there's more than enough to make this completely make all the enchantments completely full. So that's not an issue anymore. I just want to fill this up because I want it to look a little bit more full. That's just it. So right now we're just working on the appearances there. But yeah, if you look into my chest, you'll see that I have run out of a lot of my cobblestone, and my wood is almost all gone, and that's why you saw me chopping down some more trees. I decided to make that area my tree farm, since our original tree farm was a complete failure over here, since that turns out that biome doesn't really have a lot of trees. So I decided this area is going to be my tree farm. I'm going to cut down trees from here, and I'm going to replant them also here. So this will be my future area for the tree farm. I'll probably fence it off later so I know where it is and light it up so there's no mobs, so I could come here during the night. I thought about making this underground, but I kind of want to have stuff above ground too, so that I'm not just underground the whole time I'm playing. So the tree farm will probably be one of the things I'll keep above ground, at least for now. Okay guys, so this is what I've been doing. As you may remember, I had this little spawner built here. It didn't work as I liked it. I think it's because of how really bad the design was overall. I didn't think it through that much. I've done something like this in the past and I just did it off memory, and as you can see, it's pretty horrible. Especially these grass blocks, which cause other monsters spawning here as well, not just the intended the creepers and the zombies and the skeletons and so on, but even like pigs and cows spawn here randomly. The other problem with this was that it didn't really spawn that many, which I'm thinking was because there may be tunnels underground that I haven't found yet. So what I decided to do, as you guys may remember, is I started building up a tower so that I could start building the mob spawner up there. And that's what I did. That's exactly what I did. But I found out even the height that I selected originally, which was I think 120 or 128 around there, that many blocks up, was not enough. So I actually went even higher because Minecraft now can go up to 200 something. So I decided to go way higher. And so let me show you from down here what I have so far. And let's imagine a drum roll here, I guess. And there. So it's massive. It used up basically all of my cobblestone as well as many of my other resources, because instead of finding resources, I've mainly been spending all the resources I've had so far, plus making some new resources as well. I did a lot of mining underground, and all of the cobblestone from that also went straight to this. What you saw was basically all I have left, that and these couple stacks here. So yeah, I am basically done this now, and you may be thinking I keep telling you I'm gonna do stuff with you guys and I don't do it. The reason for that is, in this case, is just because I wasn't sure if I wanted to, if it would work at all, and if I wanted to do it this way. So as you may remember with this one, I tried it out before because I wasn't sure, and I think it was a good thing that I tried it out before, because it completely failed. And if I did it with you guys watching, that would have just been a waste of your time as well. So I did the same here, and I started off up there, the big square you see at the very top. That is basically a built-in X spawner. An X spawner is basically you know what, I'll actually show you as I go through. So I'm gonna head all the way to the top. I had these little platforms set up so I could take a break once in a while, because this is a really long climb, and normally once I get up there I don't come back down for a while, just so it's not a waste of the climb that I did. And I've also set up a quick way to get down, which I'll show you right after. But yeah, so I just put these side blocks later on just so I wouldn't fall. You have no idea how many times I've fallen off this. It actually became a really fun little game that I play, where I would fall off and try to find the nearest water puddle so that I wouldn't die, basically. So yeah, I died so many times, I lost so many things, but I think it was worth it in the end. Okay, so let me show you guys the what I have. So this massive building right here to my left hand side, is the spawner itself. I used the X spawner design, which is generally a big X from here all the way to there, and from here to there, of blocks that aren't there. And at these edges, at the middle of each of the triangles that are left from the X, there's this there's a dispenser. You know what, let me just break it and show you. Hopefully there's no mob spawning there right now. Alright, so okay, let me put a block here because I'm gonna fall off when this water turns on. Alright, so let me show you now. So you can see this is like the shape of the X, as I was telling you, from there to there and from there to there. And the way it's set up is that it's 7 blocks long. So from this dispenser, when it dispenses the water block, it starts here, so 7 blocks forward until this edge, and then the water traveling distance basically goes down as you see here. So 1 block less for every time it goes 1 block to the side. So it's pretty straightforward. As you can see, the water goes all the way to the edge but does not fall off. That's the key thing. So each one of these platforms is technically a spawning platform, and it could spawn any mobs that are 2 blocks high. So Endermen do not spawn in here because I didn't want them to. So 2 blocks high, so that means creepers, zombies, skeletons, and spiders all spawn in here, and any of those children as well. And yeah, I'm just trying not to die. So basically that's what happens. So they spawn in here, and when this is covered, it's pitch dark, And as you can see, there's 4 spawning pads here with the dispensers, and underneath this is also 4 stories tall, so the identical design all the way down, 4 levels down. Okay, so that's basically the design of the platforms, and it's pretty straightforward and it's pretty simple. So it was easy to build and didn't use much resources, and I didn't need to use a lot of science like I did with the other ones down there. The other thing is, at the bottom I have basically like a collecting area where there are streams of water coming from that side inward and that side inward, and basically down there it's the same shape as this, but it's complete. So I have water coming from this wall this way and from that wall this way, 7 blocks in, so basically this distance, and a final stream in the middle going from that side to this side. So all the mobs that fall down from these little X areas, from these corners and so on, they all fall into water, as you can see, and they all get pushed to the middle to a stream which is about 3 blocks, 3 or 4 blocks actually. Let me see, 1, 2, from, yeah, it seems like 4. So 4 blocks tall, sorry, 4 blocks wide, and from here that 4 block wide stream pushes all the mobs that way. So all the mobs that fall from this all get gathered into a single point over there. So let me go down and show you that point now. There's no point in there's no reason to stay here any longer, so let me just cover this back up so mobs start to spawn again. Okay, so basically we are now outside that big spawning area that I just showed you. I built this tiny little staircase so I could go up and down from the roof. The hardest part was just lighting everything up so mobs don't spawn outside, and since we are very high, let me show you how high we are 224 blocks high at our current position, so it's pretty high, above 220 for sure. So around here would be 220 probably, and that's what I was aiming for when I was building the platform. I built this part first, and then I just expanded outwards really slowly. But basically, as you can see, we're really high, and it's a really nice lookout as well. If you want to ever see anything, our house is right there. The other didn't working spawner is right there, or not working spawner, I guess. So anyway, let's continue. The redstone, it's very basic. The positions of the dispensers are right there, so they're all one on top of the other. Pretty self-explanatory. And what happens is, in here is where the kind of the timer all this goes. I used the new droppers because they're a bit better at doing the counting, and they use much less redstone that way. So the droppers, basically they're facing each other, from this one facing this one, this one facing this one, and they all, so this one facing this one and this one facing this one, and as you can see they count down, which is basically all the blocks in this one. As you can see, there's 40 blocks in this one, and it comes to this one, and then this one gets filled up. Once that runs out, then this one has 40 and that one has 0, and then it just starts going back the other way. So that's how simple it is. And then there's a comparator going into this block and powering these 2 pistons, same on the other side. And what the sticky piston does is it pushes this redstone block from the on position and off position. That's basically all it does. When this one's running, this one's on, and it's not running, the other one's sorry, when this one is getting filled, which means this one's active, this one's on, and then this one isn't being filled, or whatever, when this one is being emptied, sorry, then this one is on. So whichever is being emptied gets triggers the piston. I hope I explained that correctly. So then whenever this block is in this position, as you just saw, this lights up, not lights up, this repeater basically gets powered, which powers this block, which powers this repeater, and what this does is basically it creates a pulse instead of just a solid signal going through. When this is triggered, this block is there for like a split second, basically enough for like one tick. So this power goes through and through, but then this gets pushed up and breaks the signal, so it only sends one this way, and as you just saw, it basically goes to the timer. At the same time, this signal also gets sent forward and through as well. So what ends up happening is, whenever this is triggered, this lights up and sends the first pulse, which releases the water, and after that the next one goes through here and goes there, and that basically takes back the water, which is basically just the right amount of time to turn off the water, with all the mobs still falling into their deaths, I guess. But basically this is the design. It's pretty simple. There's a piston underneath. I think you guys saw it. It could be any piston really, because this is sand, so it just falls back down. But I think just don't use a sticky piston, just use a normal one, and it'll work pretty simply. And I really love the hoppers. They make life so much easier. Otherwise we would have to use way more repeaters, and I just don't have the resources for that. So this pulse continues into this block, and from there this torch is I believe turned off because it's already on, and so on. That basically just carries upwards, and wherever the dispensers are, those are powered and unpowered as the signal changes. And here I basically just had the same thing where I just in order to get the signal to go through here, I put it over here to invert the signals so it's not on. Otherwise when this one turns on, the other one's turned off, and so on. So I just inverted it, and that continues to the next one, and it's the exact same setup as the other ones, and it continues around. If you guys want, I'll give a much more thorough and more detailed tutorial if you actually want to know how this is working. I think you could figure it out through my camera. So if you would like, I would do a tutorial on it later. And so let's head back down. I have these little pathways set up so that I could go up and down easily, because it started getting really tiring going up and down with that one single pathway. So next part I want to show you is right here. I have this little perch set up as well. So from all those spawning pads, all the mobs spawn into that central stream, and I told you that that stream will continue forward through the middle, and this is where it ends. Basically all the mobs that spawned up there come through, as you'll just see, and they'll fall into this little collecting area. I like it that way so that it's easy to see where the mobs are, and I found that this point right here makes this the most efficient, because due to the way this the mob spawning works, you need to be more than 24 blocks away in order for mobs to start spawning, and you need to be within 144 blocks. So between 24 and 144 is the optimal distance. So I try to keep it as compact as possible while still being practical. So as you can see, it's pretty decent in terms of mob spawning, especially for how early on in the game I am. And so basically they all get gathered here, and from there what happens is, let me try to show you, they come around to this area right here. Oops. They come to this area here. I actually don't have a staircase there because I fell in the lava once, and it's just sad. But basically the lava is there as like a way of preventing any clogging, especially with spiders, because a lot of spiders get together and start clogging. So what happens is, if there's any buildup, whatever's overflowing gets pushed off into this side and they get burned. So That's simple, and I prefer losing materials to mobs burning rather than the whole thing not working because one or two mobs are blocking the whole thing. So basically that's the thing, and this is where they go and fall to their deaths. Let me show you that next. So yeah, as you see, all these are eventually going to get pushed inwards into the falling tunnel, and this is now climbing down the area where they're going to be falling down. The mobs are falling. It's a pretty big building, even though it looks pretty small from small in height, at least from there. So this is, as I named it, the collection area. That's because here behind this door is where all the mobs fall to their deaths from above, and as they hit the ground they will die. Unlike the zombie one where I had it set up so that I could get the experience by killing them, I decided to not do that, at least right now, because I would much rather get the items than to actually have to kill them manually. And this way I could just be working around here anywhere and they would still be dying here, and I don't have to kill them manually. And if I need experience, I could just always go to the zombie one that I already have. So as you can see, they're all dying, and I've only had a few mobs that don't die. Some of them were either the little babies, spiders, and the ones with armor. Not all of them, but some of them with armor. So if that's the case, then I could just open this door and hit them once or twice with the sword, and they should die pretty fast. Any spiders that get clogged and start climbing back up will get burned by the lava. That's why that's the second reason I have the lava. So overall, it's pretty efficient. Maybe not as efficient those really big size, high-end ones, but for a pretty early on mob spawner, it's pretty decent. And finally, I have, instead of having full blocks, I have little half slabs here, cobblestone, so you can't see the difference. But right underneath the half slabs, I have more hoppers, because I wanted to make sure that even if I'm not here, these mobs will still die, and their objects will be collected. So the hoppers are an amazing addition to Minecraft. They've made my life so much easier. So because now everything that they drop automatically gets picked up by these hoppers, as you can see, and it gets added to this chest right here. And as you can see, it is pretty decent for a system of this size. And as you can see, what I've been looking for has been coming a lot. As you can see, this is gunpowder, and I'm getting a couple stacks every hour or so. But I haven't actually timed it, so I don't know how many I'm getting. All I know is when this gets full, which it does do pretty fast, I stored them out into here. This is my gunpowder ones so far, and as you can see, I'll be able to make a ton of TNT now. I'm actually worried that I'm gonna run out of sand, because that's all the sand I had there. But that's gonna be a different problem. Don't worry about that right now. There's sand everywhere, so we'll figure something out in that case. But yeah, so I could make a ton of TNT, probably end up blowing up everything. So that's awesome. I also have bones, which I'll be able to use to make bone meal, and for my future tree farm that's going to be here. So that's good. Arrows, so I could finally start using the bows that I get from mob drops, and plus now with all the string that I have here, I could start making bows as well. Rotten flesh, which I don't have any use for right now, but maybe if I get wolves, I'll start feeding them that, I guess. And these are the other things. So these are the random drops that aren't that often found. Well, cobblestone, that's just, I dropped that in. But random drops that rarely happen. So for example, like glowstone dust, glass bottles from like witches, spider eyes, stuff like that, that don't fall all the time but do also get gathered, and they get sorted here. So I really like the way it's set up right now, and it's definitely good for my purpose, which is just to get gunpowder, which was the original idea. and it's so much better than that one there. That's why I started demolishing it now, and probably the next time you guys see this, it probably won't even be here, because I like taking back land really quickly. So yeah, this is basically what I have so far, and I hope I covered it well enough. The last cool little feature is to go down, it's just jump right into a little puddle, and I have them all lined up one after the other, so that basically anybody who jumps comes through the same path. And yeah, let's jump down. As you can see, it's very fun. Fun little way to get down and not die, and way faster than taking the ladders back down, so I prefer it in that way. And it looks pretty awesome too from far away. I actually looked at it from my house, and it seems really cool in 3D with all the little platforms connecting to this like a rod. I may in the future, maybe if I find snow or something, cover it up so it doesn't look so too hideous, but right now I don't hate it, so I'm gonna keep it like that. I might change it to something else too, maybe. Right now I'm really liking that, and I think building it up there was a good idea. It may not look the best, but there's so much more room for expansion when it's up there, because I don't have to do a lot of mining or opening up areas if I want to expand. And the fact that there's no mob spawning anywhere around makes that the most efficient mob in my land, mob spawner in my land. So I think that's all for this episode. This episode actually ran longer than my average episode length, but I kind of wanted to get all of that done. See, that looks pretty good. So yeah, I kind of wanted to get this done today, so I wouldn't have to explain bit by bit. Any future add-ons I'll make to that will be on camera. Like I said, I'm sorry for not including you in the construction of that mob spawner. It's just I wasn't sure if it was going to work or not, and after it started working, I just wanted to kind of get it finished off so I could actually show you what I made. I didn't want to just show you, like, you know, mobs falling down. Believe it or not, for like the biggest part, all the mobs were just falling down to their deaths, and I wasn't collecting any of the stuff because I was focused on getting the timing and all that stuff done. And then finally I built the bottom platforms after to collect all the mobs and so on. So that's why it took a bit longer, and it took basically the last 2 weeks or so to build this, just because I've been working on so many other things. Even in the last few episodes that I did, I've actually been working on this in the background of those ones as well. You may have seen them once or twice in place just by randomness, but that's what I wanted to just show you now, so that any future episodes you'll know it's there. And yeah, so next episode, my plan now, since I'm finally done that, is to make things look a little bit nicer. So as you can see, I planted some trees here, and next episode I think I want to have some sort of like maybe a tiny little stream of water, river or something, flowing from up here, going down with like maybe a bridge so that I can cross over to that area and come over to this side, made of wood, and or something like that. Anyway guys, I think we'll do that next episode. This is running a bit long now. So as usual, please remember to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and check out our other videos, and please share this with your friends. Until next time guys, peace.